Now, in the last few days, 5 huge sperm whales have been washed up on beaches on the east coast of England. The latest was discovered on Monday and is thought to be part of the same pod of whales swimming off the coast last week.
Whales have been stranded on these shores before, but rarely in these numbers. They probably belong to a pod of sperm whales originating from the deep waters off the Norwegian coast. Scientists are baffled as to what brought them to this tragic end.
Well, the water off some southwest Florida beaches already brown and murky tonight. Take a look. Fishermen tell NBC2 they've already spotted dead fish.
Peter and Kelly, I did speak to many local fishermen here. They say they're seeing dead fish floating in the water. One even tells me he bought shrimp for bait. He put them in a bucket and tossed them overboard, and all 50 of them died instantly.
It just drives everything down. It kills the seagrass. It does havoc on everything. I don't know what that water contains.
My friend that was from up north wanted to know why all these dead fish were floating around in the marina there.
For days, concerned ABC7 viewers have been calling our newsroom to tell us about dead fish floating in the lake. They also say the lake stinks.
I don't remember seeing 4 or 5 modeling systems having this much consistency. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 day in advance. We're seeing the everything line up for a major storm system affecting the eastern third of the country.
Extreme weather at this hour, Florida taking a beating. Multiple tornadoes reported in Broward County, including an EF1, winds up to 100 miles per hour. Dramatic images the moment of impact at this college, a tractor trailer flipping over. Cars piled on top of one another, people hiding beneath underpasses, a woman inside her car as it was thrown across the highway.
Yeah, it was very strange. I've never seen anything like this where cars have been flipped over, just because of a storm.
Good evening. South Australians are being warned the effects of the wild weather are not over yet. 2 days of heavy rain, flooding and gale force winds left around 1,000 properties without power, and there's now the ongoing danger of falling trees.
Adelaide's wettest January in almost 40 years, as gale force winds of more than 110 kilometres an hour pummeled parts of the state. Just 1 week after a severe thunderstorm tore through the city.
Normally in January we don't get very much rainfall.
But Adelaide received almost twice its average monthly rainfall over the past 2 days alone.
Parts of California are cleaning up this morning from a deadly winter storm. High winds ravaged the state. One driver in San Diego was killed Sunday when a tree toppled onto her car.
High winds uprooted an 8-foot-wide oak tree in San Diego.
I've been here 15 years, never seen the wind blow this hard.
This scaffolding was reduced to a pile of twisted metal. Trees fell all across Southern California because the ground is soaked by recent storms, and winds were howling at up to 70 miles per hour.
Well, a massive sinkhole has opened up in southern Oregon, and it's taken out a huge chunk of a busy highway, Highway 101, near the California border. And from the air there, you can see a side road completely washed away. It just grew after a storm dumped nearly 1.5 inches of rain.
We begin tonight with an 8 on Your Side investigation. Danger lurks beneath. Major sinkhole activity underneath a Tampa apartment building right near one of the busiest roadways in the city. Now, we got our hands on a very disturbing report and took that straight to city officials.
And they found it so alarming, they took immediate action. 8 on Your Side investigator Shannon Bacon joins us now live here in the studio. Shannon, this is extremely scary for those living nearby.
It is, guys. I would call it terrifying. Engineers tell me they have never seen sinkhole activity this severe. And get this, the property is right beside a major road and an elementary school.
Unique show that happens about once or twice every decade is going on right now, and all you have to do is just look up. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Tara Hastings has more on this celestial sight.
Well, on any given clear night, you can usually see a planet or two in the sky, but for the next 2 weeks, 5 planets will be visible all with the naked eye at the same time. For the first time in 11 years, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter will make an appearance in the pre-dawn sky.
if you're willing to get up early between January 20th and February 20th. You do get up early all the time, Jill, for work. But for those of us who don't, you're in for a special treat if you do. It's called a planetary spectacle of all 5 of the so-called bright planets. They will be visible to the human eye. That includes Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. You'll also be able to see the stars Picurus and Antares.
Fox News alert, a strange one. Government scientists have just confirmed to Fox News a sonic boom happened over New Jersey, and people report feeling the shaking from southern New Jersey all the way to New York City. The United States Geological Survey reports the boom happened over Hampton. Some say that they've felt a series of these booms, as many as 8 of them. They say entire houses were shaking violently. So far, it's really a mystery. A spokesman for the Air Force Base in that local area there tells a local radio station that their jets are not behind it. Jersey State Police tell local media that they're still investigating and they don't know what it is.
A man recently became the first person to get on a flight without a boarding pass. Instead, he used just a chip that was implanted in his hand. The Swedish man boarded the jet in Stockholm and posted the video on YouTube. The video also showed the process of implanting the chip, which is about the size of a grain of rice. The test subject is the vice president of a technology consulting firm. He says this was just an experiment and not necessarily something that's coming soon to airports. The London Telegraph reports the technology used in that chip has already been used to make digital payments, control mobile phones, and unlock doors.